Hey everybody, this is Kevin and welcome back to an all new round. This is round 4 of my distance run championships, and we're going to do something a little bit different in this particular grouping. Group 1 of round 4 is a 5-piece set of the Hot Wheels Silver Series Acceleracers series. Now, I'll admit I don't know a lot about this series, but I've been doing some research and I'll read a little bit to you about what the Acceleracers is all about. The Acceleracers is an assortment of Hot Wheels Semi-Premium, also known as Silver Series. This series here was released in 2025 to commemorate the 20th anniversary of the debut of the Acceleracers TV series in 2005. The graphics were designed by Andres Andrew, using modified original copies from the internal archive. Packaging art was designed by Omar Rivero and artist Jamie Puga under an independent contract. So 20 years ago, back in 2005, there was an animated series known as the Acceleracers, and these were the prominent cars in the series. And we'll learn a little bit about each individual car as we go through them, because we have to open them up, obviously, and weigh them. So I'm going to clear the board. We're going to do one car at a time, and then we'll race them and see how good they go. They look like they could be incredibly fast, so I'm excited about that, because we got to get some more cars through the gate and stack the cone shakers. Haven't done that in a while. So let me clear the board and we'll get right to the cars as individuals. Okay, working our way backwards from the 5th car out of 5 of 5 here, is the Revert. And as I open it, I will tell, well, let me show you the back here. It shows the 5-card set, the Revert, the RD09, the Hollowback, the Slingshot, and the Iridium. But we're going to focus on the first car here, or the 5th car actually, the Revert. So as I open it, I'll tell you a little bit about this. This car feels heavy. That's why I'm optimistic about the speed. The Revert is a film-accurate version of the Reverb, as shown in the Hot Wheels Accelerations show. It's a complete redesign of the aforementioned casting, now with rear view mirrors, a lowered front bumper, base-tooled jump jets, and other small changes. The window piece now includes the engine and headlights instead of the interior piece. This casting performs notably worse than its predecessor on track layouts due to these changes. So I'm optimistic about the weight, but they're saying it's not quite as good as its original car. So I'll tell you, this feels a little hefty. So let's go ahead and get my scale out. They actually all feel pretty heavy, so hopefully we'll get some weight. Let me reset. And this comes in at 66.9 grams. I think the heaviest I ever had was 50 grams. So 66.9. Let me make a note of that here. That is incredibly heavy. We'll see what it does on the track. Okay, next up is the RD09. The RD09 was designed by Dwayne Vance. It's a technologically advanced Acceleron-created robotic vehicle with the 950 horsepower VTX hydrogen fuel dual turbine engine, independent fully adjustable computer controlled suspension, all-wheel drive capabilities, a full tube frame, aluminum chassis, Advancium body panels, interesting word, directional wing stability control, and 20-inch front and 22-inch back wheels. It was stated by Dwayne that he was unhappy with how the engine turned out and would change it if given the opportunity. Okay. This was realized in 2025 when the RD09 was retooled, featuring a new engine design and minor detail improvements. The RD09 was featured in the Acceleracers show, and it was driven by Galorum. I'm not quite sure who Galorum is because I've not seen the show, but anyway, so it's a retool. I can tell you right now, it's nowhere near as heavy as Revert, but let's see what this weighs in at. RD09 comes in at 38 grams, 38 on the dot. Okay, next up, the 3rd car is the Hollowback. The Hollowback was designed by the famous Phil Reelman. It was the Hollowback was initially conceptualized as a car called Nightmare, which was also originally designed by Phil, that debuted under the Metal Maniacs segment of the Acceleracers series in 2005. It depicts a blown coupe muscle car with a 540 horsepower vacuum induction enhanced side draft injected 431 CI V8 engine. chromoly tube chassis with a steel body vacuum, 18-inch front and 20-inch back wheels. When it was featured in the show, this car was driven by a guy named Torque Maddox. So there you have it. There is the Hollowback, and I'm not sure why it's called Hollowback, other than the fact that it's got no rear window. But I don't know about being hollow per se. Let's see what this weighs in at. Hollowback comes in at 31.3. So these two cars, the last couple cars, are more in line with traditional weight of a Hot Wheels car. So very interesting. We'll see how these do on track. Okay, next up, the second car in the series is the Slingshot. Slingshot was actually designed in 2002 and was built and produced until 2012 under the original casting. Then again in 2014 till now, it was retooled, so the designs changed a little bit. It was designed by Nathan Prock. The Slingshot is a futuristic V12 powered supercar. The name allegedly comes from the tail's slight resemblance to a slingshot when seen in a bird's eye view. So maybe from that view. All Thailand-made versions released before 2010 use a modified base tooling with wheel spacer tabs, accommodating skinnier rear wheels than the regular base. The casting was retooled in 2014 with a modified connected body, post rivets. Yep, both post rivets. A plastic base, and other small changes. In the show Accelerator, Slingshot was driven by Kurt Wild, and that is a wild-looking design. I guess I can kind of see maybe a crossbow slingshot thing going on there. I'm not sure. I guess you got to use your imagination. Maybe that's the bird's eye view. I'm not sure. Anyway, let's see what it weighs in at. The Slingshot weighs in at a meager 28.6 grams. So we're getting lighter as we go here. Okay, last up is the number one car in the series, the Iridium. At first I thought it was Iridium, but it says, oh, it is Iridium. I missed an I. Yeah, Iridium. That's a very chemically sounding name. The Iridium made its debut in 2005 in the Silencers series. Sorry about that. Accelerators Silencers. The Iridium was designed by Mark Jones, and it depicts a technologically advanced militarized race car with a 420 horsepower, 4-liter turbocharged V5. That's interesting. V5 engine and an aluminum body panels bonded to a thermoformed plastic chassis. The casting was retooled sometime after 2007 with a modified window piece, and once in 2015 with a body molded spoiler. I guess that would be considered the spoiler on top. Iridium was featured in Acceleracers, and it was driven by Major Jack John Wheeler Jr. and actually was driven by several unknown squadron members as well. This has a little heft to it, but still nothing like the first car we weighed. But look at the size of those wheels, though. It's got some massive rear wheels. The fronts look standard, but the rears are definitely massive. The Iridium weighs in at 32.4 grams. That's about average. That's actually probably on par with some of our winners. So actually 32.3, I guess it dropped a little bit. Not that that's a huge difference, but you never know. All right, so let's get all the cars on the grid, and we'll start doing some racing. Okay, here's all the cars on the grid, ready to go. We're going to count backwards. We're going to start at 5, 4, 3, and then 2, and then finish with the Iridium as the number one car in the series. So with that, we'll go ahead and get the first car up to the gate and see how far it can go. Okay, first up, we've got the Revert, weighing it at a massive 66.9 grams. That is more than double the weight of all the other cars in the series, so we'll see what the weight can do for it. First run, going in 3, 2, 1. Well, it's got momentum. Can it make it all the way to the gate? It did, guys. We have our second cone accomplished car. Congratulations to the Revert. That says something about weight for sure. All right, but let's see if you can do it 2 more times in a row. Okay, run number 2 for the Revert, going in 3, 2, 1. Looking good, looking good. He's got the momentum, he's got the weight. Can he make it all the way to the gate? He did. All right, 2 in a row. Well, the revert's setting the bar pretty high right out of the gate here. Third run, can he do it 3 times in a row? Going in 3, 2, 1. Okay, come on, come on, come on. Oh, I don't know if he's gonna make it. Oh, he came just shy of it this time. Maybe the wheels got warm or something, I don't know, but he didn't quite go all the way through the gate. But nonetheless, he did earn a cone for going all the way through. So we're gonna take him and mount him. We now have our second car on our cone shaker stack, and hopefully that will continue to rise in future races. See how high we can get that thing. Congratulations to the revert. Okay, next up we've got the RD09. And now I misspoke a little earlier. I said the revert was more than twice the weight of any other car, but this car actually, had forgotten, came in at 38.0. So it is more than half the weight of the revert, but nonetheless, still a pretty heavy car. So let's see what the RD09 can do, if it can make it all the way through. First run going in 3, 2, 1. I don't think it's got the speed or the momentum. Nope, it's going to come a little short, I believe. Yep. Okay, I really want to get more cones stacked on that pile, so let's see if we can do it in this run. RD09, second run going in 3, 2, 1. Nope, not going to make it. A few inches shorter than the last run. Okay, third run for the RD09 going in 3, 2, 1. And, oh, got hung up there a little bit in turn 6. The shortest of all. Stopped under the bridge there. Okay, revert still holding the lead. Again, I don't know if this can be beat. Obviously, he went all the way through the gate, but I don't know if anyone can tie him. Decent job on the RD09. But next up, we've got the Hollowback. Let's see what he can do. We're going in 3, 2, 1. Looks a little slow to me. Yeah, Bucky's corner can't quite make it to 6. Okay, Hollowback, second run coming up. Hopefully he'll make it at least around turn 6 this time. We're going in 3, 2, 1. Yeah, he made it to turn 6, but not all the way around it. Better though. Okay, I will say this. We do have a high quality classic cars here. They all run smooth. They stay on the track. I hope I didn't just jinx it, but all around, great group of cars. Hollowback, third run. Let's see if he can make it all the way around turn 6 this time. We're going in 3, 2, 1. Nope, tied the last run. Okay, next up is the Slingshot. This is the lightest car, coming in at 28.6 grams. So let's see what the lightness can do with these cars here. First run going in 3, 2, 1. No, sounds kind of grindy if you ask me. He did make it around turn 6 though, just by a skosh, but I think he can do better. Yeah, I'm not sure how the audio picked it up, but the wheels just sounded kind of grindy going down the track. Not real smooth like the other ones, so I think if things were a little bit smoother, he'd have a lot better shot of making it to the flag, but we'll see if he can do better in run number 2. We're going in 3, 2, 1. Nope. Tied the first run. Okay, last run for the Slingshot. I would love to see him just even get an 1/8 of an inch past that corner, just to say he cleared turn 6, but he's getting right to the very tail end of it and can't quite round it off. So see if he can do it in run number 3. We're going in 3, 2, 1. Oh, no, it came short this time. Too bad. Okay, last contender is the Iridium. I am very confident, well, I shouldn't say confident, I have nothing to speak on, but I just feel good about this car for some reason. My intuition says it's going to make it. The wheels felt smooth, the weight of the car just feels right. I'm optimistic, so let's see if the Iridium can tie the revert. First run going in 3, 2, 1. Oh, I'm going to be disappointed. Oh no, oh my goodness. Stuck at Bucky's corner. That was our worst run of the day. Well, I really thought those extra wide rear tires would help, but apparently they don't. So, but let's see if he can do better in run number 2. We're going in 3, 2, 1. Same as the first. Okay, barring some sort of miracle, I think the decision's already been made, but hey, you never know what could happen here. So last run for the Iridium, otherwise the Revert's going to take it. We're going in 3, 2, 1. Nope. Well, congratulations to the Revert. I guess there's something to be said about weight. This thing came in at a massive 66 grams, and it made it all the way to the gate. Only twice out of 3 tries. Almost went through the 3rd time, but nonetheless, he is our champion for the day. Nothing can be badly said about the other competitors. I will say the Iridium really disappointed me, but I already talked about that. But no, good job on the RD09. Our Slingshot did fairly well. The Hollowback, so-so. But again, the Iridium, nah. But I want to congratulate once again to our Revert. Just a massive car, massive weight, but massive distance. So congratulations once again. I want to thank everybody for watching. Hope you like this series. God bless, and we will see you next week at the races.